Hi friends, happy Friday. Today we are going to be reading a story that has one of my favorite characters in it, Pete the Cat. Our story is called Pete the Cat and the Cool Caterpillar. So we've got our last buggy book for the week, and it's going to be all about caterpillars told by Pete the Cat. Pete is on a bug safari. He and his friends are looking for bugs. How many can they find? Callie spots a tiny black ant. It's building an anthill, she says. Groovy, says Pete. Gus finds a round ladybug in the mint patch. It has 9 spots, says Gus. Nice, says Pete. Marty sees a big black spider. It caught a fly, he says. Neat, said Pete. Pete finds a green caterpillar in the flower pot. I will bring it home to show Mom and Dad, he says. Mom helps Pete build a home for the caterpillar. They use a big jar. Dad puts lots of little holes in the lid for air. Pete puts the caterpillar in the jar. Pete puts some leaves in the jar for the caterpillar to eat. He adds a twig for it to crawl on. Good night, Pete, says Mom. Good night, Pete, says Dad. Good night, caterpillar, says Pete. I know that when I was little, I used to do things like this when I used to either catch caterpillars or when I would catch fireflies at night. I would always put them in a jar like this and put twigs and leaves in them. And then I would let them be in there for a while, and then I would let them go that same night so that they could have a good night's sleep. When Pete wakes up, the caterpillar is gone. Where did it go? Did it run away? It is not gone, says Mom. It did not run away, said Dad. Look, they say. What do you notice? Do you remember what this is from the Impatient Caterpillar book from earlier this week? The caterpillar is inside there, says Mom. It's called a pupa. Will it stay in there forever? Pete asks. No, says Dad. The caterpillar is changing into something new. What will it become? Pete asks. It's a surprise, says Mom. We must wait and see. Pete waits. Callie comes to visit. Did it come out yet? She asks. Not yet, says Pete. Pete waits some more. Gus comes to visit. Did it come out yet? He asks. Not yet, says Pete. Pete waits even longer. Marty comes to visit. Did it come out yet? He asks. Not yet, says Pete. Pete waits and waits and waits. Then one day, something finally happens. The pupa starts to wiggle. Something's happening, says Pete. It wiggles some more. Everyone comes over to watch. The pupa cracks open. Something is coming out. What can it be? What is it? A head pokes out, then some legs, and then 2 colorful wings. The caterpillar changed into a beautiful butterfly. Wow, says Pete. The butterfly slowly moves its wings up and down. It is ready to fly. They take the jar to the park. Time to say goodbye, says Dad. Pete opens the lid of the jar. The butterfly flaps its wings. It flutters out of the jar and lands on Pete's nose. That tickles, he says. Then the butterfly flies up into the sky. Bye-bye, butterfly, everyone says. Let's find a new caterpillar, says Pete. Changing is pretty cool. The end. Now, friends, I really hope that you enjoyed that book. And before you leave our read aloud, I want you to check out the video that I have posted about the life cycle of a caterpillar to a butterfly. So I hope you check it out because it looks pretty cool. Okay, I'll see you later.